After I was kidnapped, my whole family was kind of relieved. The kidnappers got the wrong person, and my sister, who was supposed to be taken, got away. When the police rescued me, I was bleeding from every pore, but I didn't cry or make a fuss. I'd developed emotional numbness. No feelings. Nothing around me made me sad anymore. I actually felt more at ease than ever. But later, they regretted it and begged me to go back to how I was. When I was discharged and went home, the place was empty. Not a soul or a stick of furniture. I couldn't reach my family. I called the housekeeper and found out they'd moved. Following the new address, I saw them all at the dinner table, ready to eat. Seeing me return, everyone looked a little awkward. How come you moved without saying a word? Well, your sister's been having nightmares about being kidnapped. So we figured the house might be haunted, and decided to move, my mom said casually, as if talking about what's for dinner. Your sister's more vulnerable, but you came just in time. Have a seat and eat with us. The table was filled with my sister's favorite dishes. I had thick bandages on my face, limping as I walked, and nobody cared. I used to be sad about stuff like that. But now I felt nothing. I'd lost my emotions. Seeing me sit quietly, Emily leaned in. I've been too scared to go out these days, so I didn't visit you. Mom and Dad were worried I'd be kidnapped too, so they stayed home with me. You're not mad at me, are you, Lucy? Before I could say a word, Dad jumped in. No big deal. You two are sisters. You should understand each other. I didn't know how to react. I was the one kidnapped. Emily laughed heartily. Haha. I didn't want Lucy to overthink. She put a shrimp on my plate. But Lucy's always been so independent and brave. I've always admired people who are fearless. I quietly put down my chopsticks. I'm allergic to shrimp. Nobody at the table even remembered. My name is Lucy, born July 7th. My sister is Emily. We are real sisters. A fortune teller said I had a bad fate, shouldn't be raised by my parents. So they sent me to live with my grandparents in the countryside. They hardly ever visited me. After the old folks passed away, they finally brought me back. I came home with high hopes, but soon realized this place wasn't mine. On the day of the kidnapping, Emily insisted on taking a deserted alley, then decided she had to find a restroom herself, telling me to wait there. And then I lost consciousness. I'll never forget that memory. Damn it, worthless thing, one kidnapper swore, punching me again and again. They mistook me for my sister. My family wouldn't pay a ransom, so they got nothing. I was starved and tortured for 3 days. My voice was hoarse from screaming, but no sound came out. When the cops busted in, the kidnappers were about to strip me. Blood blurred my eyes, but I struggled to see beyond them. No family showed up. I wanted to cry, but no tears came. The doctor said I had PTSD and lost emotions, also known in medicine as emotional numbness. No one visited my hospital room after the investigators left. At the dinner table, they treated me like I wasn't there, chatting happily like a perfect family. I used to try and join in on these conversations, but today I did nothing. That I'm done, I said, grabbing a napkin to wipe my hands. Where do I stay? My mom was startled, and then remembered, we haven't arranged the rooms. Emily was quick to defend our parents, implying I was being unreasonable, something she did often. Lucy, you can't blame Mom and Dad, they've been really busy. I asked back, did I say I blamed them? I gently put down the napkin, my tone flat. I'll just pick an empty room. Enjoy your meal. I slowly went upstairs, hearing my parents talk. Who does she get that sharp tongue from? Emily, don't take it to heart. Here, Mom made dove soup for you. Emily followed suit. Maybe she's just scared. Mom disagreed. What's there to be scared of? Didn't she come back just fine? I shut the door, blocking out their conversation. Later, Oscar got home. He wasn't a biological Smith. Our parents adopted him. Emily and I called him brother. I used to dream of having an older brother to protect me. Oscar was everything I imagined a good brother would be. Only his protection was for Emily. Toward me, the newcomer taking his beloved sister's attention, he was hostile. He didn't even glance my way as he walked in, practically oozing unwelcome vibes. How could I have been so clueless back then? Even with his attitude, I'd try to win him over, acting all caring, giving gifts. I'd envy Emily for all the love she got. But with all those feelings gone, their behavior seemed fake and boring, that I was a little hungry. Oscar noticed I hadn't spoken to him, and gave me a second look. Hey, your stuff. I don't want it. He handed over a nicely wrapped gift bag. I knew it was the birthday gift I made him. A jade pendant I carved myself. I'd given him plenty of things, each returned publicly. He and Emily enjoyed putting me down like that. Got it, I replied, my attention elsewhere. Even though the dishes were ready, I didn't have an appetite. A whole table of seafood, none of it I could eat. Just looking at it made my injuries ache. Oscar seemed surprised. Usually, I'd beg him to accept a gift. Was this some new trick to get the family's attention? Hey Oscar, what did Lucy send? Emily asked as she eagerly started unwrapping the gift. Wow, a beautiful jade pendant. Seems like Lucy put a lot of thought into this. You should just accept it, Oscar. Oscar pursed his lips. Accept it? That would mean accepting her. The same person who caused countless nights of tears for Emily, leaving her feeling insecure. No way, I'm not accepting it. Take it back, he said firmly, looking at me. I was starving, with a stomachache from hunger, eyeing the seafood on the table that I couldn't eat, just wanting to head out for something else. As I stood up, Oscar grabbed my wrist, thinking I was avoiding the issue. Take your stuff and go. Emily watched the scene unfold with a smirk, expecting tears as usual. Toss it, I said. What? When nobody moved, I took the jade pendant and tossed it in the trash. I said, if you don't need it, throw it away. I'm leaving. The table fell silent. This version of me was unfamiliar to them. I didn't care and left. Oscar felt uneasy watching my annoying silhouette fade away, as if something within him slipped out of control. Emily glanced at Oscar, gripping her chopsticks tightly. I went out and had a satisfying meal. When I returned home, my parents were waiting in the living room. Come over, we need to talk, Dad said. I kinda knew what they were about to say. Since I came back, we've barely talked except when they wanted to push me into arranged relationships. Wealth tends to circulate within a small circle, and linking up with other rich families is common. They don't want Emily involved since she and Oscar have had sparks, so they've delayed these plans. But with me back, their problem's solved. The less favored daughter, fitting to be a pawn. Lucy, the youngest son of the Taylor family, is back from overseas. You two are about the same age. Maybe meet up, have a meal, chat, Mom added. We were really worried when you got into trouble. If there's a guy by your side to protect you, we'd feel more at ease. I've always turned down these setups. Rich kids often lead flashy, messy lives. My parents never really cared about my well-being, which hurt for a long time. But now, whatever. If meeting him gets them off my back, find out, I nodded. Sure, when do I meet him? Surprised by my quick agreement, their prepared speeches were wasted. Both froze for a moment before Dad spoke up. Tomorrow at noon, at a restaurant owned by the Taylor family group. It's fine if nothing comes of it. They aren't just any wealthy family. I nodded again. Silence settled in. Anything else? No, nothing else. I stood up and headed upstairs, swift and decisive. My parents exchanged a look, seeing complicated feelings in each other's eyes. That she's been acting strange. Hope she isn't planning something. I'll have the butler keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't cause trouble. She'd do well to be half as sensible as Emily. How could she compare to the daughter we raised ourselves? I chuckled lightly. True. Only Emily is their real daughter. That I met the date that afternoon. Mason was leaning against the car window, lighting a cigarette but not actually smoking. He didn't like smoking but needed the image it created. After letting it burn out, he messed up his hair, got out of the car. Just as I was watching, a boy too pretty to be real, he unbuttoned a couple of shirt buttons, slouched in a chair. Hey, are you Mason? I greeted him. Yeah, and you must be Lucy? Mason hesitated. Heard you've turned down a lot of people. I wouldn't say turned down. I've just never met them. He suddenly laughed. Well then, I'm honored. What's your take on arranged marriages, Lucy? What's there to think? I'm just a pawn, doing what my family wants. The kidnapping hasn't been widely talked about, but Mason surely knew. He looked at me meaningfully. Lucy, you're a lot like me. He raised his glass to toast. I pushed mine aside. No thanks, I'd rather eat first. Mason paused, then leaned on his elbow, chuckling softly. All right, let's eat then. I sighed. Thought I'd meet a simpleton, but he turned out to have more angles than a honeycomb. After finishing the meal and parting ways with Mason, I got messages from my parents. They were thrilled. The Taylor family was impressed and wanted a quick marriage. I miscalculated. I just wanted to find a gullible guy to play along, keep my parents off my back about more dates. But now I dug my own hole with Mason. I wasn't emotional, but clearly should have been a bit more concerned. Knowing the Taylors really liked me kept Emily on edge. She believed she had me beat and everything, and Oscar was on her side unconditionally. But if I actually tied myself to the Taylors, her sense of superiority would vanish. When I got home, Mom and Dad were visibly stressed, no longer the excited tone they'd had in their messages. Emily was sick. Oscar, who was supposed to travel, canceled his flight to stay by her side. I asked why, learning Emily had been plagued by nightmares. The household felt like a funeral, but really, it was just a bit of restless sleep. I remember the day I got discharged from the hospital. It was like going from one extreme to the other. Lucy, every time Emily sees you, she thinks about almost getting kidnapped. She can't eat, can't sleep. If I remember right, I was the one who got kidnapped. Should I be angry? I don't know, my heart feels calm. Just a painful throb in my head. But you're okay, right? Emily's different. She's timid because she never went through anything like this. Maybe you should stay somewhere else for a bit. Mom chimed in. I glanced at the tightly shut door on the second floor. Emily's telling me no matter what, no matter how hard I try, Mom and Dad will always favor her unconditionally. Got it. I headed upstairs. Mom got worried. What are you doing? Emily hasn't slept well for days. Finally fell asleep. Don't wake her up. I sighed, speaking lightly, packing my stuff. Aren't I leaving? Mom opened her mouth, but didn't say anything. I quickly came down with a suitcase. Not much to take. Same way I returned from the countryside. I leave today with those things. They've been packed away in the suitcase for a while. Everyone had different reactions seeing how decisive I was. I have an apartment nearby you can stay at, Oscar said, setting a key on the table while getting a drink of water. Mom and Dad seemed surprised. After all, Oscar's the only one who never cut me any slack in this house. Oscar wasn't sure why he did it, but seeing my small figure alone with a little suitcase, he suddenly didn't want me to leave. But Emily would be scared. So this seemed like a fair compromise. Don't mess with the stuff inside. Don't bring people over, no pets or plants either. And no need, I already booked a hotel. I interrupted. Oscar looked a bit caught off guard. Didn't expect me to refuse. If this were before the incident, I'd probably be over the moon. But if this were before, Emily wouldn't have used this excuse to get rid of me, and Oscar wouldn't casually let me stay at his place. It's an unsolvable puzzle. Oscar visibly wasn't happy, thinking I'm being ungrateful. You sure know how to leave fast. I didn't react to his sarcasm, dragging the suitcase outside, staring at the keys for a long time. Oscar abruptly slammed them into a drawer. Emily felt something was off. Everyone at home seemed distracted. Oscar claimed he was working late, hadn't been home for days. And Mom and Dad, they'd sigh while eating. Mia, I felt bloated these days. Can you make that health porridge you usually do? Mom asked, rubbing her stomach. Ma'am, that wasn't me. Emily tried to interrupt, but Mia spoke first. It was Miss Lucy. She said I made it because she thought you wouldn't eat it otherwise. Mom's face shifted several emotions before she finally spoke. Just make any porridge. I'm going to rest. Watching Mom leave, Emily followed Mia, insistent on learning how to make porridge, nearly blew up the kitchen in the process. That night, there was no porridge. Mom ended up ordering takeout, hardly touched it before heading upstairs. Mia shared everything with me, plus Mom's favorite flowers, which I used to take care of. Emily tried right after I left, and they all died. The tea Dad loved. Turns out it was something I brought from the countryside and couldn't find anywhere else. Mia messaged me all these things. I knew she was trying to tell me my family needed me, but I was unmoved. Why didn't they notice any of this when I was around? Now they miss me, but I don't want to do these things anymore. I'd still suggest therapy. The doctor told me, your emotional responses, lack of interest. All these signs are concerning. Without intervention, it might develop into antisocial personality disorder. I looked him straight in the eye. Impressive, you know your stuff. Mason adjusted his glasses. I'm in a good mood, working seriously. I didn't expect to see him here for my follow-up. Maybe sensing my curiosity, Mason generously explained, this hospital belongs to my family. I nodded. Silence hung in the air. I thought for a moment, then spoke. I don't want therapy. As a doctor, I'll respect that decision. But as a friend, mind if I ask why? I wasn't sure what he meant by friend, but I didn't argue. I don't need all those emotions right now. They would just make things harder. All right, Mason scribbled on the diagnosis. All normal. His handwriting was elegant, similar to his aura. If you ever need help, just reach out to me. Thanks. Seeing Oscar when I got back didn't surprise me. With the Smiths' resources, it wasn't impossible to find me. Lucy, come home. Mom and Dad miss you. Oscar got straight to the point. I'm not going back. Why? Oscar seemed frustrated. Living in hotels isn't right. People might think our family's mistreating you. Aren't you? Oscar seemed to realize something, and didn't look too pleased. With no more words, I turned to grab some coffee across the street. Oscar followed. I tried to shake him off, picking up my pace. Watch out. Before I could react, a car hit me head-on. Everything slowed down. Emily was driving, her face filled with hatred. I clearly saw her lips die. Oscar was rushing towards me from the corner of my eye. Then I blacked out. Oscar caught up, only to find me lying in a pool of blood. He couldn't believe it as he looked at the person in the driver's seat. Pain engulfed him. How could it be Emily? The surgery took 4 hours. Oscar sat on the waiting bench, half of his body going numb. Oscar, how is she? My parents rushed over. She's in surgery. How's Emily? Mom's face was filled with anxiety. Oscar suddenly doubted his ears. Emily was the one who hit Lucy, and you're asking about her? Your own daughter is still in the operating room. Emily is my daughter too. She's at the police station. Why didn't you go with Emily to get her out? She's never been in a place like that before. I need to contact someone. Oscar looked at his parents worrying about Emily. Memories flooded his mind. Tears fell unexpectedly. No wonder Lucy didn't want to come back. Dad, Mom. Lucy stayed in the countryside for 16 years, and we never visited her. The day before she returned, Emily suddenly got sick. She cried and said she was afraid we wouldn't love her anymore. We comforted her all night and missed picking Lucy up. Later, Mom, when you went out to buy things for Lucy, you found Emily crying secretly, and you gave everything meant for Lucy to her. Mom was puzzled. What exactly are you trying to say? Oscar didn't reply but mumbled to himself. How could I think Lucy would take everything meant for Emily? We couldn't even treat them equally. The surgery light went off. I was wheeled out, with the anesthesia still wearing off. My mind was foggy. I don't know how much time passed, but when I woke up, Dad, Mom, and Oscar were by my bedside. It was nothing like the last time I was in a hospital. I opened my mouth to call for Dad, but he spoke first. Lucy, can you help Emily? Emily was taken back to the police station. She tried to flee after hitting me, and it was caught on camera. By law, she committed a traffic crime. Dad and Mom begged me to say I was trying to kill myself. That way, Emily wouldn't be in the wrong. The cold saline was flowing into my veins, sending chills through my body. You mean I got hit by your daughter, and I still have to help get her off the hook? Mom quickly approached, holding my other hand, seemingly startled by my cold touch. I know it's unfair, but Emily is still your sister. Once we get her back, you can scold her all you want, okay? I pulled my hand away, every joint in my body aching. Don't even think about it. Lucy, not only will I not speak for her, I'm going to press charges myself. Mom stood up abruptly. Lucy, you dare. Why all the noise? The patient needs rest. Those not concerned, please leave. Mom and Dad left without turning back. Oscar left one sentence behind. Don't mind what they said. You do what you need to. He hurried on after them. I noticed in his hand, he was tightly holding onto a jade pendant. It was the one I threw away when Oscar returned it on his birthday. The doctor approached me. Are you still in pain? Can you move? I snapped back. Is your hospital staff so short that the psychologist is handling the surgical ward? Mason removed his mask, revealing his handsome face. Wow, not even a thank you for helping you get rid of them. And you're giving me attitude. What's with that temper? He moved closer, examining my face for a moment. At least your face is okay. Looks like you've been through a lot. Just out of the hospital, and now you're back in. Are you secretly in love with me? Finding excuses to come back? Maybe you should see a doctor for that. You're warm-hearted, caring about my health. He studied the medical chart for a while, then sighed that I knew my injuries weren't too severe. But getting hurt consecutively surely wasn't good for me. Get plenty of rest. Stay away from seafood and cold foods, so much trouble. I complained. Mason didn't reply, only gave me a woeful look. Me? Mason, what am I going to do with you, me? It wasn't until he showed up with a thermos that night that I realized what he meant. That I spent 2 days in the hospital, during which Mason brought me food 3 times a day. He said he was doing his duty to save lives. Your sister was charged. I sipped my soup. You really care about her. I overheard your parents that day. This morning, they got your sister out. I paused for a moment. And then I got her back in. That took me by surprise. What? That's what we worthless bastards do, spending a fortune to please a lady. I nearly forgot he was the young master of the Taylor family. The Smiths won't let her stay there for long. They'll find a way to get her out again. That's okay. I'll just put her back in. Mason said it lightly, like it was a game. Hey, when's the trial? Need me to find you a good lawyer? I have a lawyer. Doesn't seem like your guy is up to it. Really don't need any help. I stirred the soup, pondering. Noah, my lawyer, was an old friend of my grandparents. Alright, if you ever need help, call me. I'm a guardian angel in white. I didn't respond to his attempt at humor. Mason wasn't an idiot. He must have his reasons for helping me. I voiced my suspicion. Mason's smile faded a little. Why do I need a motive? Can't I just help? I thought for a moment. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. He seemed disappointed. Alright, I have my reasons. What do you want from me? I didn't like owing favors. Mason tidied up my empty dishes and winked at me. I'll tell you later. Soon, it was time for the court case about the accident. On Emily's side, the Smith family showed up in full force, bringing along 2 lawyers. Quite the entourage. Me and Noah, my lawyer, felt a bit out of place next to them. After the court rules were read, it was time for the plaintiff's statement and the defendant's response. Emily's lawyer confidently claimed I had suicidal tendencies. The plaintiff grew up in the countryside, distant from her parents, while my client has a great relationship with her family. The plaintiff tried to mend her ties with the Smith family, but relationships take time. Eventually, she lost hope for family bonds and grew envious of my client, which led to extreme actions, even an attempt at suicide. This guy knew how to talk nonsense. It's true I was treated coldly by the Smiths, and feeling low would be understandable, but he didn't know that I wasn't the kind of person anymore who'd be upset over parental favoritism. I have no reason to harm myself, I calmly replied. Your jealous mom and dad love me. That's why, Emily chimed in. I'm not. Yeah, right. I've seen you crying in secret at home. Emily was hell-bent on convincing everyone I was suicidal, spilling everything. She didn't notice how her words made the Smiths uneasy. I looked at the judge. I was diagnosed with emotional flatness last month. The room erupted in whispers. Everyone looked shocked. Jealousy, envy, sadness, I don't feel these. I have no reaction to how the Smiths treat me. Noah, my lawyer, intervened. Your Honor, we have evidence. The staff quickly brought over my medical report. I lowered my gaze. I got it arranged by Mason yesterday. Lucy, why didn't you tell us? Oscar was in pieces. You have no feelings, huh? No feelings, Emily laughed loudly. Order, the judge commanded. The case was straightforward. Proving I wasn't suicidal basically nails Emily for traffic violations. Emily shot me a venomous look, as if wishing to strangle me right there. In the end, she got sentenced to a year in prison, suspended for a year. Lucy, you're really something, she spat. Even if she wouldn't actually serve time, she'd have a record. Compared to her, my parents' expressions were way more complicated. Lucy, it's over. Let's put this behind us. Emily harshly tugs at Mom's arm. But Mom kept going. Every family has issues, and now Emily's been punished. Come home with me. My lawyer pulled out a document, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is the cutoff agreement my client prepared. Please review and sign. Lucy, what do you mean? Exactly what it says. I don't want to be your daughter anymore. Lucy, we can work things out as a family. Let's not make rash decisions. Lucy, whatever we've done wrong, we apologize, okay? Emily grabbed Mom. Mom, why are you doing this? If she wants to sever ties, let her. Shut up. Oscar barked. I took off my coat to reveal a backless top. My back was covered in scars. People gasped. Some of these were from a beating after a kidnapping, others from the accident. They all hurt in their own way. Lucy, I couldn't care less about their expressions, focusing on the agreement. I've lost emotions, but I still feel pain. These scars ache on rainy days. I don't mind the favoritism or lack of love, but I won't suffer anymore for it. I've already signed. Do it quickly. With that, I started packing to leave. Emily's eyes burned with hatred and a hint of excitement. You realize that without being a Smith, you'll be worthless. The Taylor family won't take you in. I glanced at her. Isn't that what you wanted? Lucy, just wait and see. She smiled triumphantly, imagining me as an outcast. Noah went back and forth with the Smiths before Oscar decided they'd sign. Noah handed me the documents. There, I've done my duty by your grandparents. Focus on living well now, kid. Holding those light papers felt heavy, grounding me, making freedom possible. I was no one's daughter. Just me, Taylor family. Smiths cut off Lucy. I've set you up with someone from the White family. Meet her this weekend, Mason's father arranged. Mason frowned. I won't go. I'll marry no one but her. Then you're no son of mine. Fine by me. Mason walked out with a clear handprint on his cheek, but seemed relaxed. How'd it go? Great. The old man kicked me out. I'm free of shares, the company, everything. You can start your plan then. Congrats. I was Mason's legit reason to leave the Taylor family. He had plans to bring them down while seeking vengeance for his mother who they'd wronged. You're ruthless, I noted. Ever since Mason was a kid, he vowed to avenge his mom by gathering enough evidence to topple the Taylors. He'd waited 20 long years. Now that Chairman Taylor is getting on in years, he's thinking about leaving him some shares. But he couldn't care less. He's only focused on taking down the Taylor family. What? I'm just an innocent boy who ran away for love, Mason said, rubbing the right side of his face, tilting his head. Did you just laugh? Are you mocking me? No, you must be mistaken. I picked up my glass to hide my smile. You definitely laughed. Boring. Hey, isn't boredom a kind of feeling? Right. Get lost. I denied it out loud. But inside, I realized I might have shaken off some kind of restraint. All those lost emotions started to come back bit by bit. In less than a month, the Taylor family crumbled. This giant that had been dominating the city for years suddenly collapsed, taking down a few other big families with it. That included the Smiths. Overnight, the company went bust, factories shut down, houses got auctioned off. Once high and mighty tycoons became no different from regular folks. For ordinary people, it might have been nothing, but for those used to a life of luxury, it was like falling from heaven to hell. Emily cried, wanting to keep those dresses and bags, and Mrs. Smith couldn't bear it. How about leaving her a few? Mr. Smith seemed 10 years older than a month ago. You think I want to? But if we don't auction these off, what are we going to use to pay the fines? The crippling fines for financial crimes, coupled with the company's bankruptcy, left the Smith family broke, unable to plug the hole. The Taylor family was even worse off, with Mason showing no mercy. Oscar disappeared without taking anything with him. No one knew where he went. Before leaving, he sent me a message. Just 3 short words. I'm sorry. He got lucky, narrowly escaping the disaster. But luck only goes so far. Because yesterday Mason found his address. For some reason, Mason seemed to hate the Smith family too. Lucy. Emily spotted me, her voice piercing. What are you doing here? You jinx. Everything changed after you came home. I hate you. Why aren't you dead? Mr. and Mrs. Smith hugged her tight, covering her mouth. Their eyes held caution, and so many emotions I couldn't decipher. Dio, you need something. Came to see you all. Mrs. Smith's expression softened a bit. To see your downfall, I finished. Emily charged at me. Shut up, you witch. She rolled and crawled on the floor towards me, her parents struggling to hold her back. It was the first time I'd seen her in such a pitiful state. Mrs. Smith hesitated for a long time before finally speaking. I know you hate us. She was choking on her tears, unable to finish a sentence. Hate? Before the kidnapping, all I felt was sadness. After the kidnapping, I felt nothing. Now looking at them, I only felt relief. I was lucky not to grow up in such a family, lucky to have the best grandparents. You all take care of yourselves, I said, turning and getting into the Maybach parked by the road. The Smith family stood there, their eyes filled with complex emotions. Feeling happy? Satisfied? Mason buckled my seatbelt. Meh, I guess. He leaned in and kissed me, and now, I held up my hand. See this palm? I see it. It's feeling kinda itchy, I said, and my hand was about to come down when Mason grabbed it. You're so aggressive. I kinda liked you better when you had no emotions, no reactions. And now you're resorting to domestic violence, huh? Get lost. The end.